If you want to support the channel, check out the plans for my Transforming A-Frame Cabin, my most recent book, in the description down below. And we're having a DIY thrift, reuse, and craft workshop, all hands on March 18th, right outside Boston. Details below as well. What's up, guys? DekeRelaxShacks.com. Guest video time yet again. And this one's from Richard Ward. Richard's a friend of mine. He's actually taught some workshops with me around the country a couple different times. Fascinating dude. He has done a lot at an early age. Very skilled individual. And he's crafting his own niche, homesteading-wise, down in Bisbee, Arizona. A place I hope to visit at some point in time so I can shoot more video. Please subscribe to his channel. And without further ado, here we go.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Terraform Together homestead. We are an off-grid, sustainable living, educational nonprofit based out of southern Arizona, and basically we build stuff out of scrap, salvage, reclaim, dirt, mud, rocks, things of those nature to build more sustainably, more long-lasting, and basically teach people how to live a simpler, healthier life. I want to show you guys some projects we are working on. If you want to see any of these builds, we have our YouTube channel, Terraform Together, and we will link that in the description below. I want to show you guys around, show you guys this project, show you guys our property. So this is our 280 square foot house. We have some of our volunteer eco-residents out here learning some roofing right now. This whole thing is built of essentially dirt. We use 2 parts of our sifted soil, native soil, 1 part concrete sand, and then about an 8% mix of Portland cement to help bind everything together. All of these bags just go together layer by layer by layer, get compacted, stacked one on top of the other, and make a home. You can see out here we have started some of our lime plaster. This is a mix of hydrated lime, sand, and water. A little bit of straw for some reinforcement, but this is a carbon neutral plaster that dates back a long time and very solid, very good for the environment, sustainable building. We also, you can see, are doing work with rocks. We kind of have a rock skirting all the way around, and then these are what's called gabions. They help kind of secure our posts, scrap, salvage, oil drill stems to the ground so our building won't go anywhere because we get some crazy winds out here. Here's our entryway. You can see we use a lot of reclaimed bottle work. This is all just stuff that we've had in the trash that we recycle coming in. Currently messy build site, but we'll end up doing a wood stove here, probably a little mini office, tiny bathroom in the background, big kitchen, and then we have our stairway up to our loft, which will be our bedroom. So all of this, these stairs and stuff are just built into the wall. These bags are, I think we shoveled around 160,000 pounds worth of dirt to get this building put together. So it's not going anywhere. We'll have a nice little bedroom loft. We're gonna be doing some custom steel, scrap steel railings here with some cool artwork and stuff. Little queen size bed, and then probably my favorite part is we will be putting in a couple skylights up here so stargaze at night and be all pretty and stuff. It's a pretty simple layout. You can see that kind of bottle art continuing down the stairway. A couple of the nice things about these bags too is they basically require very little heating and insulation. They're 18 inches thick. So these bags are going to soak up that heat all through the day at the hottest part of the day and then release it out at night, which is nice because out here in the desert, we get about 30-degree swings from day to night. So coming along, hopefully by the end of the weekend, we have our roof on, which would be very exciting. So that is our little hyper adobe 280 square foot tiny house test house. I want to take you guys quickly around our property. If you want to go see a more in-depth tour of this property or any of these builds, like the full build out, be sure to go check out our YouTube page, Terraform Together. All of these builds are on there. We're posting videos every week and certainly appreciate your support, your watches, likes, all that stuff. Over here we have our community space, our camp area for our eco residence program. This is basically where we host people that come out and want to learn how to build. So this is actually my second tiny house on wheels that chopped the wheels off, chopped the tongue off, and did what's called Cobb, earth built it in, because the frame got damaged, so it wasn't roadworthy anymore. It's one of our residence places, little camp area, and then our RV where we can host a couple people. We also host tiny houses, schoolies, RVs, stuff like that. This over here is one of our first builds. This is one of our first attempts at natural building. It is our community pump house and shower. So this was all scrap, salvage, reclaim lumber for at least the framing of it. The only thing we ended up actually buying for this place was the roofing and the screws. Everything else was given to us, donated to us, or dirt and plaster from the property. So you can see these super cool corner bracings, I guess they're called, that was donated to us from a local person using those reclaimed bottles and stuff. This was all pulled off of homestead that had been trashed out. We used our lime plaster, some natural pigments, and we are doing rainwater collection off of basically all of the buildings here. So able to collect a lot of rainwater into our tanks so that we can, again, reduce our dependency on the grid and civilization. We have our shower here for the community members that is still somewhat under construction, but yeah, reclaimed metal, more Cobb, pallets. So over here was another one of our salvage projects. So we had a guy that had this school bus that was literally shot up, graffitied over, had no engine, didn't want it, and he gave it to us. Asked him, hey, can you dig a hole and drop the bus in? He goes, sure, pay me to dig the hole, and so he did. So this kind of helps with thermal mass and also is just kind of cool. So it's a little bit messy right now, but this is our overflow of our community space. We can house 3 to 4 people in here, have a little game. Cool custom desk. So this is all mesquite wood that we cut down from our wash, and then did a concrete desk office space for people. And it's still a work in progress, but it's functional. And so we'll be getting some curtains in here soon that are proper, some trim, all that fun stuff. But at least it's a functional space right now. Over here is my absolute favorite building on this whole property. This is our brand new workshop. So you can see we're continuing with that kind of rock work around the sides of everything. This is all just pulled locally from our wash. We did do a concrete plaster on this, but the inside is super cool because the structure of this is actually just pallets. We had some gabions, those rock formations I showed you earlier underneath here, put some big C-channel that we had, scrap, salvage, pallets in here, and then this is all a French cleat system so we can keep things nice and organized. That rock gabion came out to here, so we ended up taking this side and building our workbench, tool storage, and one of my favorite new things is we just upgraded our solar system, so now we're able to run a welder off of our solar system, which is really exciting. Being able to fuse 2 pieces of metal using only the power from the sun just seems like a superpower to me. So I get excited every time I use this, but we're starting to get into some more crafty woodworking sort of stuff. So this is a piece of, this is all old scrap pallet wood that we got milled down, glued up, and this is going to be a replacement for this table, kind of shoddy and cheap. So we're experimenting with our railings for the main house by building some furniture stuff and just seeing how the pallets work out, taking you guys over to our big project. This is the pit, and this is where our main house is going to be. So this outer ring of the pit is going to be the upstairs, and then this down here is our basement. So basically we needed the dirt, and I didn't want to truck in the dirt because that was going to be super expensive. So we had them dig out the pit which will be our basement, which will be a temperature controlled place for utilities. Basically, we're able to do some geothermal heating and cooling down here, running line around the outside here that has water in it that basically goes underground, cools off, gets back up. And so it will help heat and cool this. We're also able to put some vents under there. Again, geothermal, heating and cooling, passive. We'll be utilizing passive solar gain. So by pointing our windows south, we can get heat in the winter and block out that heat in the summer, which will be great. This is also those hyper adobe bags that you saw on our test house. The reason we did our test house first was took a lot of learning. So now we actually know what we're doing, and these bags look a lot better than our first build. Everything's an experiment out here, but I'm really excited to get back on this once we get that house finished. The next building on our tour is our boot. This is our root cellar. So this is our first build on the property and basically acts as a pantry for our community. So this is individual earth bag build. We don't do that anymore just because of the amount of work that it takes and that the hyper adobe bags are so much more efficient. So this was 1,400 individual earth bags, hand sifted, all just native soil, pressed, barbed wire in between each rows, stacked on top of each other. And this will stay somewhere between 50 and 70 degrees all year long, whether it's 20 degrees outside or whether it's 120 degrees outside. It kind of stays in that 50 to 70 degree range. The reason we don't do individual earth bags anymore is not structural, anything like that. These have held up great through multiple monsoon seasons, tons of rain. But this building that is about 10 by 10 took around 9 months for bag work. Our hyper adobe up there, which is 15-foot round plus a little extension tail thingy, took 3 months. So the individual earth bags are great if that's all you got, but I definitely recommend the hyper adobe bags because they're so much easier. Last on the tour is this. This is my 250 square foot tiny house on wheels. This is the first thing I ever built back in 2015, and it's kind of what got me into the tiny house movement. It's been on tour, different festivals and stuff like that, but now it's found its permanent home out here in the desert, and it's my home at least until we get the test house done and or the main house done. If you want to see a full tour of this build, we have that on our YouTube channel, Terraform Together. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for joining me on this tour. If you want to learn more about Terraform Together, what we're doing, check out our website, terraformtogether.org. Be sure to check out our YouTube channel, Terraform Together, and we are Terraform Together on Facebook and Instagram. Those are great places to see kind of what we're currently up to, and we post on those regularly. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed.